Hello everyone, this is Clossi, and I'm back with another game developer video. It has been another week and another weekly game jam. So this is A1's adventure. So first off, some disclaimers. One, I apologize for the noise in the background. Someone's working on a house next door, and I have a bunch of cats running around because we're trying to fix the window that the cats broke in the cat room. So I apologize for the background noise. The second disclaimer is I did not make any graphics or sounds. I downloaded them all from the asset store, mostly to make my game look better and because I don't know how to do it myself. Don't think that I made the graphics and designed the sound myself. They're just free assets from the asset store on Unity. I use them to try to make my project look better, and yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look at the game. All right, so this is it. This is A1's adventure. One thing I actually really like, I actually tried to put a story in this one because it was recommended to try and include some story in your game to make it just feel better. So let's go ahead and take a look. So it actually loads just one character at a time, and I think it's really, really nice. It makes, I just felt like this is a really small but really cool feature that I had with this opening menu. But you do have the how-to, so it's a very simple how-to button. Basically the objective and the movement. I didn't want to go too fancy with the tutorial, so we can go ahead and do this. And so this one actually worked with multiple scenes, so that's why we have a loading screen here, in order to try to make it more like game-like. Alright, so we're the A1 bot, and we've just arrived on our little ship, and we are trying to redirect this ship away from the home planet because it is on a collision course, and we're here to save it. And there's no oxygen in the ship because the oxygen escaped, so we're a robot that's here to save the day. And then we have these nice little buttons, and I really like this little particle effect here. I don't know if the buttons fit the graphic theme perfectly, but I tried to get them as close as I could to the graphic theme, and I gave the particles to make it shiny so the player goes and touch it and you realize that it's a button, not just part of the stage. So hopefully that looks good. Alright, and this is our stage. I was only able to make one main playing stage. It was really time consuming and actually really difficult, but this is the first time I've made a game stage, and I think it turned out really well. I think it looks really good, but boy, do I have a lot of invisible wall issues. Like, just look at the glitchiness. I struggled very hard with the invisible walls and still struggling. So we got this do not touch. We'll go ahead and touch it just to show you one little cool thing. I was able to use the pathfinding that I learned from Brackies to actually bring a bot. Oh no! Run away! But there's nowhere to run to, so eventually you're gonna get caught. And I was able to play, actually adjust the audio on this one. That's something I learned from the last one, that the audio was a little bit loud on the last one, so I adjusted it. Right now my volume's just down, but I actually adjusted, and a little inside joke if you get it. So you have these little, the theme for this week was don't touch it. So we have these like, should you touch it, should you not touch it, in kind of situations. And I won't show like past this. Basically, in order to have the buttons or whatever, I tried to think of some challenges for the players to utilize buttons. I came up with this idea for this game, which is riddles. So basically kind of a puzzle type theme where you have to push the right buttons to get through the rooms. And this is pretty much how the game goes. So we can go ahead and actually look at that. So we have the menu scene, the game over scene, the victory scene, testing scene. This was actually something I did for the first time, was this testing scene. I actually worked on getting all the functionality of the game before I started making the stages and making the game. So here I have a bunch of stuff to see what it looks like, just to move it around. And then I have my player, I have the buttons, and then I had the drone in here earlier, but it kept chasing me. I had spawn point. So I tested all the functionality, made sure everything was working before I started designing the stages, and I think it made the stage design much less stressful and the whole process much smoother, because I knew if I could just make the stage, then the game would work, because I had tested everything in advance in my little testing scene. So I started here, and I think that actually worked really well for this project. So we do have the stage 1, which is the starting stage, and then stage 2 is the challenges, and then it goes to the end stage, and then you have your 3 menu conditions. So let's go ahead and look at stage 2, and this was the pretty much meat of the game. After I got the essentials done in the testing stage, this was the stage that I built. Yeah, so this was the room with the first challenge that we saw, and I believe there's another challenge, another riddle right here. And I don't want to spoil that for you, so if you want to play it, it is available in the description below. And then a couple little trap rooms that I have right here. So this one actually has, if I can get in here, a couple drones that actually despawn when the stage loads, but this gives me like visual representation that they're in here. But yeah, this is the stage, and this was A1's adventure. And of course, I'm learning stuff every single time that I make one of these weekly game jump games. So I think I think this is I think I'm really happy with this approach to making these videos and making and developing the games, is just making these weekly game jump games and getting them done. I think for a game jump game, this was I'll call this another success. I think this is pretty good. This is it for the A1's Adventure game for this week 107 of the weekly game jump. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this update, and let me know more if you would like to see more of the process. If you'd like me to record in smaller steps, let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see more of the in-process videos versus just an overview of what I did for the week. I'm still starting out with the YouTube channel, still starting out with the video recording, and still working on learning everything. So bear with me as I go through my learning curve of learning how to make everything and making stuff look good and sound good and be good and everything else. But yeah, as always, guys, I do appreciate any feedback. So if you have feedback for me, please be kind, but I would love to hear some feedback on how I can improve my stuff. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time.